So you know what it is. We're still talking about what happens after we die. You know what I mean? And we serving up food for thought today, baby. All you need to bring is your Bible, something to write with, and something to write on. We got the food, the plates, the napkins, the cutlery. Ain't no sense in getting no seasoned salt, pepper, garlic, A1 sauce, because this here seasons itself. You feel me? Meet me at the buffet, and let's dine on this good word. I'm starving myself. Let go. But won't you do and do? Hey! Whatupdoe Kinfolk? I'm so glad you can make it for real. I'm Bro Ken the Cut Man, and you are off up in the Cut Man's corner. Baby! And we got a big ballistic banger today, because today we get to jump right in to part 3. Of what happens after you die. Now, this particular leg of the race will be more like a food for thought type thing. It won't be as many scriptures, but we're gonna use this time to focus on circumstances surrounding two of God's most precious and gigantic and beautiful human sons. We are talking about Daniel, the desirable one, and Lazarus, the twice born. Come on, my God. Baby. So this is the third installment. You know what this is about. What happens after we die? We can jump right into this thing and get it moving. Let's start with the desirable one, Daniel. Now listen, y'all. The book of Daniel is completely lit to death. I refer to him as the desirable one because that's what God called him. Listen, God loved him some Daniel. Daniel chapter 10, verse 11 describes a situation where an angel came to speak with Daniel. We'll get more in depth into it in a minute. But listen to how the Bible describes this angel as referring to Daniel. In the New World Translation, it says, "You precious man." In the King James Version, it says, "You greatly beloved person." The Byington Bible says, "You favorite man." The Rotherham Bible says, "You greatly delighted in man." And other scriptures say, "You very, very desirable man." So you know good and well, God loved him some Daniel. And the book of Daniel was lit. The book of Daniel was lit. In fact, after this, I'm gonna follow this right up with a study on the book of Daniel before we go into episode 4. To be a little quick something just for sheer scholarship, so you can get your mind right on things. Bro, the book of Daniel starts out with the sacking of Jerusalem in 607 BC, when King Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians just came and fulfilled prophecy and took them jokers into exile. They razed Jerusalem to the ground, stormed the temple, took all the good gold stuff that Solomon made, took it back to Jerusalem, killed every man, woman, and child. They kept the artisans and the young scholarly people who could serve as courts, people who could add to their society, and they killed everybody else, man. Nebuchadnezzar took the king, let the king watch him kill his sons, then blinded him on the spot. He died in exile in Babylon. You got Daniel, his 3 boys just eating water and vegetables and being more robust and more ruddy than all the other people eating all the nutritious, super nutritious stuff. You have Daniel's boys being thrown into the pit of fire. The fire was so hot, it killed the people that threw them in the fire. The fire killed the people that threw them in the fire because the king said, "I'm so mad at these jokers, I want you to heat the furnace up 7 times hotter than it usually is. Throw them jokers in it." The furnace was so hot, it killed the people who was throwing them in. They came out without a singe on their clothes, didn't even smell like smoke. Daniel got thrown into a lion's den. Remember that? Hey, Nebuchadnezzar's son, Darius, was throwing an orgy at his palace and got to drinking, got to defiling the instruments, all the cups and stuff that they had taken from the temple 70 so years ago. And that's when that hand, the writing on the wall, the writing on the wall, a hand showed up and said, y'all about to die today. King Cyrus came up in there and took all them, man. The book of Daniel is lit. But my favorite part, all my life, is in the book of Daniel, it describes angelic warfare. It describes a circumstance where angels were fighting, starting at about Daniel chapter 10, verse 12. Check this out.
Do not be afraid, O Daniel. Your words have been heard from the first day that you gave your heart to understanding and to humbling yourself before your God, and I have come because of your words. But the prince of the royal realm of Persia stood in opposition to me for 21 days. But then Michael, one of the foremost princes, came to help me, and I remained there beside the kings of Persia. I have come to make you understand what will befall your people in the final part of the days.
Then he said,
Do you know why I have come to you? Now I will go back to fight with the prince of Persia. When I leave, the prince of Greece will come. However, I will tell you the things recorded in the writings of truth. There is no one strongly supporting me in these things but Michael, your prince.
Ain't that crazy? So Daniel was praying, and God sent an angel to answer Daniel's prayer, but the prince of the royal realm of Persia, that's why they have the video games, Prince of Persia, a demon held his way, blocked his route to him. It took the archangel Michael to come hold the demon up, because Michael is bout it. It took Michael to hold that demon up so old boy could go deliver his message to Daniel. And then remember how he told Daniel, he was like, and look, I gotta go back and fight old boy. They still there. I just had to deliver this message, but I still gotta go put in that work, because my daddy, the all-loving father, don't take no punks on his team. I don't go hard, I go home. So I gotta go back and whoop old boy, and as I'm leaving, here come the Prince of Greece too. So I gotta scrap 2 angels. Why did the Bible refer to them as the Prince of Persia and the Prince of Greece? Why? Because they're in control of those areas. The governments, the people in power are ran by demons, and that was then. How much more so now? The book of Daniel is lit. I'm gonna put a video out tomorrow, and we're gonna go through the book of Daniel. There's this great website that can help us go through the book of Daniel and just get your knowledge game all the way right so you can be informed. So we're gonna do that tomorrow. But the part of Daniel that we're gonna focus on today specifically is the very last verse of the entire book of Daniel. The very last chapter, we're talking about what happens after we die. So an angel is giving all these prophecies to Daniel. Daniel chapter 12, verses 13. Listen to what the angel says to Daniel. What's gonna happen for him specifically and for us. This is what the angel says. He says, but as for you, go on to the end. Go to the end. You will rest, but you will stand up for your lot at the end of the days. You will rest like Jesus. When Lazarus died, Jesus said our brother Lazarus is resting in death. He said you go to the end, you will rest, but you will stand up for your lot at the end of days. It is all about the resurrection. The Bible talks about the resurrection. Constantly talks about the resurrection. What need is there for a resurrection if you die and go straight to heaven or not heaven? And I'm not even going to get into the hell aspect because God wouldn't do that. We discussed it in a previous video, and I'm going to make another video to go ahead and all the way put that foolishness out of your mind. Satan is a lie.
The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
The devil is a lie, and that's a lie that he has perpetrated and perpetuated practically perfectly. Oh, it's preponderous. Sweet mercy. So yeah, the book of Daniel, man. The angel told him right off the rip, hey, you're gonna rest in some death. You're gonna stand up for your lot at the end of days. That's what the angel said. I didn't say it. That's what the angel told that desirable, loving man. Okay? So, now on to the homie Lazarus scenario. First off, number one, reason with me. Reason with me. Lazarus was Jesus' boy. That was his main homie. My man. And that joker was dead for three days. So which means he was in heaven. Oh, hell no. I'll tell you what. If I was in heaven, sipping me a double shot of bliss on the rocks, and somebody brought me back down here to get sick and die again, they would have some explaining to do. That's right. We might not even be able to be cool no more, huh? You ain't my homie no more. I owe Big Fish money. I was gone. He was stuck with that bitch. I've been dead for 3 days. Dude ain't gonna hire me back. I ain't got no money, but Big Fish still want his payment.
I'm gonna be here 10 o'clock on the dot. Not 10:03, not 10:36. If you ain't got my money or my bud, I'm killing you and him.
Ooh, I'd have been heated. If somebody brought me back down here after I was up in heaven, frolicking and whatnot. No, that's not what happens. Lazarus' sister Martha understood our destination. She was having a conversation with Jesus, and Jesus was talking to her. Hey, I tell you what, I'll let young brother explain it to you.
Now listen, Martha understood the concept. At John chapter 11, verse 23 through 25, Jesus says to Martha, she was asking about her brother. Hey, my brother, if he was here, he'd never die. Jesus says, your brother will rise, at John chapter 11, verse 23 through 25.
My brother shall rise again.
I know that he shall rise again in the resurrection of the last day.
I am the resurrection and the life.
But she knew the protocol. And she said that to Jesus, and he didn't refute her understanding. So she said it right because Jesus co-signed on it. Like, yeah, that's right, but I got this one. Yeah, he'll rise on the last day, but that's what's happening, folks. Ain't it?
See? What did she say? I know he will rise at the resurrection. He'll rise at the resurrection in the last days. That's the plan. It's all about that resurrection, okay? I hope this lesson didn't go too quick. I hope I didn't bounce around too much. Remember, I'm chunking these lessons. We're scaffolding this. I'm giving you small little tidbits so that you can study and meditate on them, so one lesson can build on the next lesson, so we can have a complete picture of what's going on.
That's why the Dutch man's here.
I want to make sure I give a special shout out to my guy, Greg Burner Brown. I love you to death. Greg Brown was a day one. Like, I mean day one, like when you couldn't leave the grass, you couldn't even get on the sidewalk. Remember back then, 4 or 5 years old, Greg would come down and kick it with me when I couldn't even leave the sidewalk. He'd sit on the stoop and hang out with me. I love you, bro. Appreciate all you do. Hey, Super Sid Deluxe. All the advice in the world, man, I appreciate you. This man been doing it for a long, long time. I'm gonna leave a link to his stuff in my descriptions. Check out my man Sid, he all over the place. We went to high school together. Scott High, baby. I love you, bro, and I appreciate all your advice, man. I'm soaking it up like a sponge, man. I'm gonna be you. Hey, I'm gonna be you when I grow up, bro, on everything. So today, I'm baking some barbecue ribs, and I'm gonna bake them in the oven because it's raining. It's monsoon season here in Korea, and I'm trying to tell you, we done had every type of rain imaginable.
Little bit of stinging rain and big old fat rain. Rain that flew in sideways. Sometimes rain even seemed to come straight up from underneath.
I think I see the ark floating down the street right now. What up, Noah, baby? It's going down out here. It's been raining for a grip. Some barbecue ribs, some dressing, some salad, and hey, cereal and grits and eggs for those who ain't on that. You know what I'm saying? We on everybody taken care of. I got that good Captain Crunch with the Crunch Berries. So if they don't want to eat the food, they still Gucci. Hey, listen, I love you so much, and I need you to come on back. Baby, come back. Bro Ken, the cut man, sign it out. Holla back, baby.